Stop what you're doing right now because what I'm about to show you completely changed how YouTube works in 2025. In fact, this is so different from what most creators are doing that when I show you the proof in exactly 47 seconds, you might not believe it at first, but stick with me because this could transform your entire channel. Before I reveal the 3 major shifts that changed everything about YouTube SEO, let me ask you something. Have you noticed how some channels seem to explode out of nowhere lately? While everyone else is following the old rules, these creators discovered something that changes everything about how YouTube really works. And the crazy part? It has nothing to do with what most experts are teaching. But here's where it gets really interesting. You see, YouTube's algorithm isn't just ranking videos anymore. It's doing something completely different. Something so powerful that when I show you the proof in just a moment, you'll understand why most creators are stuck while others are skyrocketing. And it all starts with this one bizarre change. By the way, I've outlined the exact step-by-step process in a free guide at streamstoria.com. Grab it now because you'll want it for what I'm about to show you next. But first, let me reveal the strange discovery that changed everything. Now, what you're about to see might seem almost too simple at first, but don't let that fool you. Because this one insight is why some channels are growing faster than ever while others are still struggling with the old methods that don't work anymore. Let me show you what I mean. Remember when I said I'd show you proof of how YouTube has completely changed? Well, here it is. YouTube's search engine has evolved into something entirely different from what most creators think. It's not just matching keywords anymore. It's actually doing something far more sophisticated. And once you see how it works, you'll understand why the old methods are holding you back. This is the first of those 3 major shifts I promised to reveal. When someone searches for content now, YouTube doesn't show everyone the same results. Instead, it creates a unique viewing experience for each person. But here's the twist. This isn't random. There's actually a precise pattern to it, and smart creators are using this pattern to amplify their reach. Now, you might want to pause and grab a notepad because what I'm about to show you is crucial. While everyone else is obsessing over view counts, YouTube's algorithm is actually looking at something completely different. In fact, there are 4 critical signals that determine whether your video succeeds or fails. And in a moment, I'll reveal why the 4th one changes everything. Before I reveal that 4th signal, let me show you something fascinating. Did you know that a 10-minute video that keeps viewers watching until the end is far more valuable than a 30-minute video where people leave after 2 minutes? This is where most creators go wrong, but here's the strategy that changes everything. Now, here's that 4th signal I promised, and it's probably not what you're expecting. A staggering 70% of watch time doesn't come from searches at all. It comes from something else entirely. And once you understand this system, you'll see why some creators seem to get views out of nowhere. But before I show you exactly how to tap into this hidden traffic source, there's something even more powerful you need to understand about keywords. In fact, what you're about to see in the next section completely transforms how you'll think about video optimization. But first, a quick reminder. Grab that free guide from streamstoria.com because you'll need it for what's coming next. Remember that hidden traffic source I just mentioned? Well, it's about to make a lot more sense because what I'm about to show you completely changes how keyword research works in 2025. In fact, this is the 2nd major shift I promised to reveal, and it explains why some creators are getting more views than ever while others are struggling with outdated techniques. Now, pay close attention because this is where everything changes. While most creators still think keyword research is about finding popular search terms, the top performers have discovered something far more powerful. They've uncovered 4 distinct types of searches that YouTube's algorithm treats completely differently. And when you understand these 4 dimensions, everything about growing your channel becomes clearer. But here's where it gets really interesting. Instead of just finding keywords, smart creators are building entire semantic ecosystems. Don't worry if that sounds complex. I'm about to break it down into something so simple, you'll wonder why nobody told you this before. In fact, let me show you a real example. Let's say you're creating content about landscape photography. Most creators would just target landscape photography tips and call it a day. But watch what happens when we apply the semantic ecosystem approach. By the way, those of you who grabbed the free guide from streamstoria.com, open it right now because this is where it gets good. Now, before I show you the third and most powerful shift in YouTube's algorithm, there's something crucial you need to understand about voice search. This is completely changing how people find videos, and almost nobody is talking about it. In fact, this one insight alone could put your content in front of thousands of new viewers. But here's the thing. Understanding these search patterns is only half the battle. In a moment, I'm going to show you something that ties everything together. It's the final piece of the puzzle that explains why some channels seem to grow effortlessly. But first, let me give you a quick heads up. What you're about to see in the next section isn't just theory, it's a practical system that's transforming how successful creators optimize their content. This is it, the third major shift I promised to show you, and it's the most powerful one yet. Remember those semantic ecosystems we just talked about? Well, they're about to transform into something even more valuable. Because metadata in 2025 isn't just about optimization anymore. It's about creating an irresistible story that both humans and YouTube's AI can't ignore. Let me show you how. Now here's where that voice search insight becomes crucial. Your title isn't just a label, it's a micro-story that triggers an emotional response. Watch what happens when we transform a basic title into something that's impossible to ignore. Those of you with the Stream Storia guide, you'll want to follow along with this next part. But before I reveal the most powerful metadata trick of all, let me show you something fascinating about video descriptions. Most creators use maybe 10% of their description's potential, but there's a specific formula that turns this overlooked space into a powerful magnet for views. In fact, this one change could double your video's visibility. Remember those 4 dimensions of search we talked about earlier? Here's where they come together. Instead of just adding random tags, smart creators are building what I call tag ecosystems. And when you combine this with what I'm about to show you next, the results are incredible. Now, this next part might surprise you because it goes against everything you've probably heard about thumbnails. But the data doesn't lie. When you apply this specific framework to your thumbnails, something remarkable happens to your click-through rates. By the way, those using Storyella, pay close attention to this next part. Here's where everything we've covered starts working together. Your metadata isn't just a collection of separate elements. It's a sophisticated system that creates what I call the discovery loop. And in the next section, I'm going to show you exactly how to maintain and optimize this system for maximum impact. But first, let me show you something that changes everything about how your content gets found. Remember that discovery loop I just mentioned? Well, this is where it all comes together. Because content quality isn't just about what's in your video. It's about creating an experience that triggers YouTube's most powerful recommendation signals. And when you see how this works, everything about growing your channel will make sense. Now, pay close attention to this next part because it's going to change how you think about viewer retention forever. Those first 15 seconds? They're not just about grabbing attention. There's actually a specific psychological trigger that the most successful creators use. And once you understand it, you'll never start a video the same way again. But here's what's really fascinating, and this ties directly back to those semantic ecosystems we discussed. Your viewers aren't just looking for information, they're seeking transformation. let me show you exactly how top creators are using this insight to keep viewers absolutely glued to their content. By the way, Storyella users, this is where your content creation becomes truly powerful. Remember when I said that metadata was just the beginning? Well, this is where that insight pays off. Because engagement isn't something that happens by chance. It's something you engineer. And there's a specific framework that turns casual viewers into devoted fans. Watch this. Now, before I show you the technical magic that ties everything together, there's something crucial you need to understand about community building. Your comment section isn't just a feature. It's actually a powerful ranking signal for YouTube's algorithm, and there's a specific way to use it that amplifies everything we've covered so far. Here's where it gets really exciting. Everything we've covered about content quality is about to combine with some powerful technical strategies. In fact, what you're about to see in the next section completely transforms how YouTube discovers and promotes your videos. But first, let me give you a quick preview of how this all comes together. This is where everything we've covered transforms into a complete system. Remember when I said content quality was just the beginning? Well, think of your YouTube channel as a high-performance sports car. Your content is the sleek exterior, your creativity is the engine. But what I'm about to show you? That's the precision engineering that makes everything work together perfectly. Now, here's something fascinating that connects directly back to those semantic ecosystems we discussed. Most creators make a critical mistake before they even upload their video. Your file preparation isn't just about organization. It's actually your first conversation with YouTube's AI. And when you understand this secret, remember that discovery loop we talked about? Well, this is where it gets amplified. Your video's closed captions aren't just for accessibility. They're actually a secret SEO powerhouse that triggers YouTube's most powerful recommendation signals. Let me show you exactly how this works. But before I reveal the most powerful technical trick of all, let me show you something incredible about viewer interaction. Remember those 4 types of searches we discussed? Well, there's a specific way to engineer your technical elements that captures all of them at once. Watch this. Now, this is the part where everything changes. In 2025, YouTube's algorithm doesn't just count views. It understands the complex web of viewer interaction. And when you combine this with what we've learned about metadata and content quality, something remarkable happens. By the way, Storyella users, this next part is especially powerful for you. Here's where it gets really exciting. Everything we've covered is about to transform into something even more powerful. Because in the next section, I'm going to show you exactly how to track and optimize this entire system. But first, let me show you something that most creators never discover about their analytics. What if I told you that everything we've covered so far was just the setup for what's about to happen next? Because I'm about to show you something that's like having a time machine for your YouTube channel. Imagine knowing exactly what your audience wants before they even search for it. Sounds impossible? Watch this. Remember when we talked about those powerful recommendation signals? Well, here's the mind-blowing part. Your watch time isn't just a number. It's actually having a secret conversation with your audience. And once you understand what it's telling you, everything about growing your channel becomes crystal clear. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember those semantic ecosystems that were driving your metadata? They're about to transform into something even more powerful. Because behind every click, every second watched, there's actually a human story unfolding. And when you see how to read these stories, now, before I show you the most powerful analytic secret of all, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some videos suddenly explode in views while others stay hidden? Well, your traffic sources are like a detective's case board revealing hidden pathways to success. And what I'm about to show you changes everything. This is where Storyella users get really excited because what I'm about to show you takes everything we've learned and turns it into a living, breathing growth strategy. Remember how we engineered engagement earlier? Well, watch what happens when we combine that with these analytics insights. But here's the most exciting part, and I've been waiting the entire video to show you this. Everything we've covered is about to come together in a way that not only transforms your current content, but actually lets you see into the future of your channel. In fact, in our final section, I'm going to show you something that changes everything about creating content in 2025. By the way, if you're feeling overwhelmed by all these insights, don't worry. I've put together a complete implementation guide at streamstoria.com, and if you're ready to put this into action right away, Storyella is waiting to help you create content that leverages everything we've covered. The links are in the description. But first, let me show you what's coming next in the world of content creation. Everything we've covered has been leading to this moment. Remember when I said YouTube's algorithm has completely transformed in 2025? Well, this is where you see the full picture. Because the convergence of AI and human creativity is creating opportunities that were impossible just months ago. And smart creators are already positioning themselves to take advantage. Let's put it all together. Those three major shifts we discussed, the personalization engine, the semantic ecosystems, and the discovery loop, they're actually part of something bigger. When you combine them with everything else we've covered about technical optimization and analytics, you get what I call the perpetual growth framework. And here's exactly how it works. Now, I know we've covered a lot today. That's why I've prepared something special for you. The complete step-by-step implementation guide is waiting for you at streamstoria.com. And if you want to fast-track your success, Storyella is ready to help you create content that leverages every strategy we've discussed. And here's something exciting. In our next video, I'm going to show you how to combine these YouTube SEO strategies with powerful storytelling techniques that keep viewers absolutely hooked. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell because what's coming next could completely transform your channel's growth. Want to dive deeper? I've put the link to the full comprehensive article in the description below. It contains even more advanced strategies, real-world examples, and detailed breakdowns of everything we've covered today. Plus, you'll find all the resources mentioned in this video to help you get started right away. Remember, you're not just creating content, you're building a legacy in the digital age. Every video is an opportunity to impact lives, share knowledge, and build something meaningful. The tools are more powerful than ever, the opportunities are limitless, and your journey as a next-generation creator begins now. See you in the next video.